Hi baby, I'm Rachelocoolmua, pro makeup artist, and welcome to the first video in my new series where I deep dive into some of my favorite makeup artists and I show you guys everything that I have learned from them over my 12 years of studying my favorite makeup artists. I have been in the beauty community since its birth in 2009, 2010 when I was 9 and 10 and I have been on it ever since. And every day that I do my makeup and every day that I share tips and tricks and make videos, I am pulling from these makeup artists and beauty gurus and packaging them up the Rachelocool way. I really want to make a series dedicated to them because they are the reason that I am the makeup artist that I am today. Wayne Goss is the first makeup artist I'm going to be diving into today because he is the OG! He is the king of tips, the master of hacks, and he has been doing this since 2009 and has not stopped for a minute. When I went back to do research for this video, I realized I learned everything from this guy. When you start watching something at 10 years old, you don't realize when you're 22 that the things that you're implementing in your life now are things that you learned back then. You think it's just coming from you, coming from your own brain, but no. It came from Wayne Goss. When I look at my mission as a makeup artist, one size fits no one. Doing makeup according to specific features. Moving with your face. When I was looking at all these Wayne Goss videos, I realized, oh yeah, he taught me that. Oh yeah, I got that from him. Okay, I remember watching that. That's from him. It's funny. What I learned most from Wayne Goss is truth in makeup. He has consistently, over the last decade, called out gimmicks, trends, and fads for what they are as just that, and has maintained truth. It's easy to want to sell you guys a magic solution or the super easy trick that's gonna make everything flowers and roses in the name of, simplicity and further reach and grabbing you, whatever. But Wayne Goss has maintained truth and reality. And through working with that, has come up with some of the most brilliant and iconic tips, tricks, and methods that we all have adopted into our routines to this day. I think the reason he has lasted so long and continues to grow is that he is to the point, he's focused, he's incredibly innovative, and he maintains classic technique and honest content. I truly have Wayne Goss to thank for so much of who I am as a makeup artist now. I went through his most popular videos, I went through the videos that I remember watching, and I took what I think was most useful to creating this full face. Go ahead and subscribe if you want to see more from this series, and leave a comment down below of a makeup artist that you would want to see next. I'm thinking Lisa Eldridge. She's another one of my OGs. Make sure to go follow me on my Instagram and TikTok. I will be doing, voting sessions for which makeup artist is next, also which eye shape is next. They're still coming. I love to get you guys involved with my content, and I do that on Instagram and TikTok. So without further ado, here are some of my favorite Wayne Goss tips and tricks that I've learned over the years. Let's go. Alrighty. Or is he going British? So I'm sure that many of you have seen this first hack on TikTok. This is the loose powder before foundation hack in makeup school and just makeup in general. The number one thing is don't ever put a liquid or a powder over a cream. Ever. What am I saying? I meant don't put a liquid or a cream over a powder. What the heck? So this is kind of going against the grain. But we're gonna do it because I trust him with my life, my firstborn child, my mother, I don't know. Okay, so he says to start by moisturizing the face really well. That's a common theme throughout all of his foundation hacks, eye hacks, whatever. Heavy moisturize. He says this helps plump up those fine lines and wrinkles. This will help fill in the pores, and it also helps protect your skin from brushes creating micro tears in the skin, which I didn't know until he said something, and now I'm like, oh. Face beat. You're beating your face. So I'm going to take my new favorite moisturizer. Alright, this one's going to be a little funny. This is the Advanced SNAIL 92 All-in-One Cream. Now when I put it on, you're going to... Okay. Yeah. I know. My mother watches this. Okay, I'm gonna do this first. This is snail mucin, which is, you know, snails, you know, their goop. Yeah, in a jar, on my face. Then he primes. I'm going to prime with the Hollywood Flawless filter. If I said it once, I said it 6,105 million times. This stuff is the bomb.com. Primer is on. Now here's the scary part. Then he puts loose powder all over the face. I'm going to avoid the under eye area with this foundation hack because I have a hack for the under eyes that I want to try separately. He says that this makes your makeup last a really long time, and it really kind of smooths out the pores. You know I love cream foundation, but he likes using a liquid, I think, with this, so I'm going to use the L'Oreal Infallible. I know I'm late to the game, but I love it. Okay, I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to blend. Where's my blending brush? Where's my blending brush? Another thing that I learned from him is blending by pushing into the skin. You use a fat brush and something that's a little more dense, and instead of swiping it on, you buff it in. Which is why he recommends really thickening up that moisturizer, because that pushing into the skin can create micro tears, but it's really going to help fill in those pores. That's what he says. Oh, wow. This is definitely giving a much more full coverage with less product effect. That is another thing that Wayne Goss always talks about a lot. Working in light layers. You don't need so much product to get the effect that you want. Look at, I'm so gonna do this on my clients with oily skin. I am so sorry that I keep flipping you off. I really don't mean to. And then a light layer of powder on top, but I'm going to do my under eyes now. Now for concealer. There's a couple concealer hacks that I have learned over the years from Mr. GOSS, but Alexandra Anel definitely reminded me of this particular one that Wayne Goss has made so geniusly. This is a 4-step process to surefire prevent your concealer from creasing, settling into lines, and make it last all day. So you start with hydration. Now, he really drives the point home that layers and layers of moisture are really going to plump up these fine lines and wrinkles so that the concealer does not settle in them. We need to stop putting so much responsibility on the product and more responsibility on technique. So I'm going to let this sit and soak in for just a little bit. Now, he says to put it on, let it dry. Put it on, let it dry. These are more for special occasions, like if you're doing like bridal or whatever. So I'm just going to do one more layer. Alright, I've let that dry. Step 2 is to put an eye primer under the eye. No, yeah, you heard me right. Eye primer under the eye. I'm using the Anastasia eye primer. Any basic eye primer, the classic Urban Decay one is good. I'm just going to pat that under the eye. He says wherever you're going to put concealer, so I'm just going to put it under the whole under eye. Come on. Now, this is really what's going to fill in those lines and wrinkles and really what's going to keep this staying all day. We got a little bit of a reverse raccoon going on. He also stresses in this video to work in light layers, just as with everything. Light layers is really what's going to make your makeup look the most natural and move with your face the best. That's just the truth. Now he wants you to take a liquid concealer. This is the Rare Beauty one. This one's really awesome. Apply it just where you need it. He says when you smile, you know, this is where everything wrinkles up, is here. This part stays generally unwrinkled. Place most of your concealer here and then blend it out this way. Don't stress the concealer over here, you know, that big triangle. Okay. Dot, dot. Now, he blended it out with a brush, I believe, but I have a beauty blender hack of his that I want to try. So you take an elastic, you wrap it around your beauty blender, and now you have a smaller beauty blender. You know, like a small one like this could be like $4 or $5, but now you have a small one. And this also helps, you know, use this for concealer, this for foundation, or this for concealer, this for contour. This is a really interesting money-saving, space-saving hack that I'm going to be using. And instead of bouncing, he wants you to embed. Instead of this, it's press and roll type of situation to really embed that concealer. into the skin. Another concealer hack I learned from him is to place the concealer right here for an eye lift. I'm sure we all are familiar with this one. I probably would have used so much more concealer if I didn't do this. I probably would have done concealer all down here, all up here, but I really did not need it. He is also one of the pioneers of making videos about the Kim Kardashian highlight. Like, I feel like we forget how contouring and highlighting really came about. And it was YouTube beauty gurus making videos about Kim Kardashian's highlight. Do you remember that picture? If you were in the beauty community back in the day, I know you remember that picture of Kim Kardashian that was circulated. Wayne Goss was one of the first beauty gurus to really explain what that was and why that works and how we can do it in an everyday sense. Now look at us. Wow, it's crazy to see the evolution of makeup. Now this is just to really compact all of the hacks in one. I don't really have eye bags. Like I said, I'm 22, okay? They're coming for me, trust, but right now I don't. But if you do have eye bags, which eye bags are not discoloration under the eye, it is this here, this line. To really get rid of it, you're gonna take a highlighter shade. I'm using that same concealer. Where that bag is, you just draw a line right on top of it. And that is really going to help create the illusion that the bag is gone. And I'm just tapping on top. It's gonna really fill in that hollow. Step 4 of this under eye hack is a really, really light layer of powder. So for my under eye powder, I'm gonna take it on a brush and just very, very lightly go over where I put it. I am pressing, I am not swiping because I don't wanna move anything. He says, you know, because we have the primer under there, you really don't need a lot of powder to set. Now, for the rest of the face, this is something that I remember learning in makeup school, but I learned it first from Wayne Goss. To really super minimize your pores, when you are setting, you're not going to want to use a brush, because if you use a brush to swipe over everything, it's going to move everything, it's going to accentuate, it's going to catch onto things. So a puff, an OG puff is really the way to go. We're gonna load up our puff with some translucent powder. Okay, you're gonna fold it hot dog style, and you're gonna rub it in, rub it in. You're going to really press that powder in. It's like a press and roll, just like I did with the beauty blender. Matchy, matchy, Mary, Mary. Really, really focusing on working that product in. Now our face is one. I feel like my skin is absolutely flawless. Holy cow. We are going to jump to the eyes because he has so many eyeshadow tricks. The first one is from somebody else. It's called the eye-fi trick, but I learned it from him. He does many videos on it that go into great detail. So basically what the trick is, now in his video he uses a pencil. I'm going to be using eyeshadow because I don't have a pencil that is the color that I want because I want to do purple. You know I love purple. So what you're going to do is you're going to look straight into a mirror. You're going to find the lowest point of your eye. For me is right there. Then you place a dot at the highest point of your eye. So for me it's right here. Okay, now I'm going to switch to an angled brush. Now you draw a line following your lower lash line straight out. Then you cut in, stopping where it would be level with this dot. So there, if I'm looking straight forward, this line is level with the dot. You see what I mean? So now you are going to go from the corner and connect to that second dot. And then fill in this space here. Now I can show you both eyes. Wow! This is supposed to be a universally flattering technique that focuses on pulling the eyes outward. And because where we place the dots is going to be different on each eye shape, and it's going to be naturally accommodated to each individual's eye shape. So now I'm going to blend that in a little bit. He says not to take this top line further in because that is going to go against the illusion of pulling them out. And now I'm blending out the lower line a little bit. I live in the noisiest place possibly ever. I apologize, the dogs, they don't stop. They really don't. I'm gonna be extending my line just a little bit. you know, I like the drama, I can't get enough of it. This space right here of blank is going to be different for everybody. Any shade that you put there, you're gonna wanna be lighter. So I'm gonna take a lighter shade and put it there. So now he takes a shimmer shade and he puts it in the inner corner. I quite literally just talked about this in my downturned eye video. If you have an arrow pointing this way and an arrow pointing this way, it's really going to elongate the eye. Once again, I thought I came up with that. Dang it. I think this is a brilliant technique for beginners. It really super maps out an eyeshadow look that is going to fit your eye shape. If you ever find you're following a tutorial and you're like, this does not look the same on me, it's because you have a different eye shape than the person who's doing the makeup. And of course it's not going to look the same because you don't have the same eye. If you cook with different ingredients, you're going to get a different dish. Hey, did I come up with that or did somebody already say it? I'm starting to think somebody already said it. So that is the alpha, or what? The alpha phi. Okay, let's go to college. That is the eye phi technique that I am really absolutely loving. Another trick I learned from Wayne Goss is taking your blush into your crease line. I'm going to be taking a blush, a peachy blush color, and working that into my crease. Wow, that was accidentally a lot. This just really helps marry your look together. And even in the video, he says it's a little whisper. Come on! You all know me. Little whispers are my thing. I thought I came up with that too. Push liner. This is one of Wayne Goss's like OG, I'm talking like 2009. I'm talking filmed on an iMac video. But the fact that it is still so incredibly useful speaks a lot to Wayne Goss's tips and how they are truly timeless. So you're going to take a liner. He says this is great for mature eyes. You're going to take it on a flat, dense brush. So I'm putting that brush right up to the lash line and I'm pushing and wiggling. This is also great for beginners and great for people who want a little whisper of a thicker lash line. And then I'm going to extend following that first line just a little bit. Oh, that's another thing Wayne Goss taught me. While you're blending, you take a tissue, and I did this in my hooded eyes tutorial. The handle and the nape of your nose connecting to the lower lash line going at that angle. That's from him too. And if you put a tissue here, just like how I would put a piece of tape, and you blend that way, that is a great way to blend while maintaining the proper angles for your face. This mascara hack I wanted to try for this video, and I am obsessed. It uses dental floss. These are the gum go-betweens. So you coat the mascara wand, or you coat the floss in the mascara. I have never had anything grip onto my lashes so well and truly separate them. And because I have control over how much mascara is going on the wand, I can make sure that there's not too much so it doesn't clump. And especially for the lower lashes, like, it's so thin, it just touches the lashes. It doesn't get any, okay, unless you just do that, but it doesn't get any mascara on your skin. I went ahead and did my eyebrows and lips off camera. He has a trick for setting lipstick, which I really wanted to show you. By the way, my lips, I'm using the NYX lip liner in Peekaboo Neutral and the NARS lipstick in Raw Seduction. Ooh. So basically, you take your beauty blender. I'm going to take the other side of the beauty blender that we've turned into two, Mr. Cute. You spray it with setting spray. You get some translucent powder on it. He says,
bang it off on the back of your hand.
And then and this is supposed to set your lips. All right, that's it. We've got a full face that is truly painted for the gods. I'm so happy with this. Like, okay, on the off chance that Wayne Goss is watching this, hi, how are you? I love you. Is it too soon to say that? I don't know you, but I love you. Okay. I'm sure you realize the impact that you've had on the beauty community because, I mean, you're almost at 4 million subscribers, like, hello. But I just want to say, truthfully, thank you. Thank you for bringing intelligence, skill, and education, and most importantly, truth into the beauty community here on YouTube. We need people like you. Please don't leave. The beauty community had a dark age for a little while there. Very weird, if I do say so myself. And the fact that you have maintained a shining light in this scene, it speaks to your talent as a makeup artist. It really, really does. I read so many comments on your videos, and everybody just loves you and appreciates you for the way you educate and the tips that you give and the inclusivity onto all eye shapes, all ages, all skin tones. It's become one of my most important things as a makeup artist to follow that, and you are the first person to introduce that concept to me. So I have nothing but thanks and a grateful heart to you, Wayne Goss. Don't make me cry! I'm not gonna cry, but I'm on my period, okay. Please make sure to tag me if you try any of these tips and tricks and what you think. I really want to see you guys try the eye-fi technique because this is really, really cool. I love it. I love you guys so much. I hope you have such an amazing day. Okay, bye.